Welcome back to our channel, Coin History Vault. These Kennedy half-dollar coins make people rich. Let's find out why. Don't miss out one of these. Who know a sigil coin make you rich? Let's start this. Coin 1. Today we are diving into a coin that many people have held, spent, or ignored without realizing what they truly had in their hands. A coin from the heart of American history, carrying the legacy of a fallen president and the hidden potential to surprise collectors even today. This is the United States of America Kennedy 1972 D half-dollar coin, a piece that looks common at first glance, but becomes far more fascinating the deeper you look. When this coin was struck at the Denver Mint in 1972, America was living through a time of change. The space race was still fresh in memory, the Vietnam War was nearing its end, and the nation was redefining itself. The Kennedy half-dollar had already become a symbol of remembrance after the tragic assassination of President John F. Kennedy, and millions of Americans saved these coins simply because they felt special. That emotional connection alone caused many examples to be pulled from circulation, which quietly shaped its availability over time. At first, the 1972 D Kennedy half-dollar seems ordinary. It contains no silver, and millions were produced. But collectors know that rarity does not always come from low mintage alone. True rarity is often born from mistakes, variations, and survival in high-grade condition. This is where this coin begins to separate itself from the rest. One of the most exciting aspects of the 1972 D half-dollar lies in its striking quality. Many coins from this year were weakly struck, especially on the hair details above Kennedy's ear and the feathers on the eagle's chest. Finding a sharply struck example with full details is far more difficult than most people realize. Collectors searching for top-quality coins often reject dozens before finding one truly worthy of a premium collection. Then there are the mint errors, the real treasures hiding in plain sight. Some 1972 D half-dollars were struck off-center, creating dramatic misalignments that instantly catch the eye. Others show double die characteristics, where parts of the lettering or date appear slightly doubled due to a misaligned die during striking. These errors are subtle but powerful, and collectors who know what to look for treat them as prizes. Another sought-after error includes clipped planchets, where a piece of the coin's edge is missing due to a minting flaw. These errors are not damage, they are born at the mint itself, and authentication makes all the difference. Even minor die cracks or die chips on this coin can elevate its desirability, especially when clearly visible without magnification. Condition plays a massive role in value. Most 1972 D half-dollars entered circulation and picked up marks, scratches, and dull surfaces. Coins that survived untouched, with blazing mint luster and clean fields, are surprisingly scarce today. When such coins are graded and certified at the highest levels, competition among collectors becomes intense. For collectors building date and mint mark sets, the 1972 D is a necessary piece. For error collectors, it is a playground of possibilities. And for everyday people checking old rolls or inherited collections, it represents hope, the chance that something overlooked could suddenly become special. This coin teaches an important lesson in numismatics. Never judge a coin by its metal content alone. History, condition, errors, and demand all work together to create value. The Kennedy 1972 D half-dollar stands as proof that even coins made for everyday use can one day earn respect, excitement, and serious attention. So if you ever come across one of these coins, do not rush to dismiss it. Look closely at the details. Study the strike. Check for errors. Because the next great discovery might already be sitting quietly in your collection, waiting for the right eyes to notice it. Now let's talk about what everyone wants to know, the value. In ordinary circulated condition, the real market price is usually worth only a small amount over face value. In uncirculated condition with strong luster, the real market price can reach the equivalent of several tens of dollars. High-grade certified examples have sold at auction for amounts equal to several $100s. Rare and dramatic mint error examples have achieved auction values equal to several $1,000s, depending on type, visibility, and collector demand. If you enjoyed this deep dive, keep watching, because the world of coins is full of hidden stories just like this one. Coin 2. We are stepping into one of the most iconic moments in American coin history, a coin that millions recognize but very few truly understand. A coin that celebrates freedom, history, and a powerful anniversary of a nation. This is the United States of America Kennedy 1776-1976 half-dollar coin, also known as the bicentennial half-dollar. At first glance it may look familiar, but behind its design lies a world of rarity, collector excitement, and surprising value. This special half-dollar was created to honor 200 years of American independence. Instead of a single year, it proudly carries the dual dates 1776 and 1976, instantly setting it apart from all other Kennedy half-dollars. When Americans first saw this coin, it felt different. It did not just represent money, it represented celebration. Many people saved them as souvenirs, unknowingly preserving history in their homes. The most striking feature of this coin is the reverse design. The traditional eagle was replaced with Independence Hall, a powerful symbol of liberty where America's founders shaped the nation. This bold change made the coin instantly collectible and emotionally meaningful. That emotional connection is one reason so many were set aside, yet true rarity still exists within this famous issue. Not all bicentennial Kennedy half-dollars are the same. Some were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, some at Denver, and special versions were struck in San Francisco. While millions were produced, only a small percentage survive today in pristine condition. Most were handled, spent, or stored improperly, losing their original mint luster over time. Finding one with sharp details, clean surfaces, and strong eye appeal is far more difficult than people expect. Errors are where this coin truly becomes exciting. Some examples show double die characteristics, especially noticeable in the lettering, date, or Independence Hall details. Others were struck off-center, creating dramatic visual errors that collectors love. There are also coins struck on incorrect planchets, resulting in unusual weight and appearance. These mint mistakes transform a common commemorative coin into a rare and desirable treasure. Another fascinating aspect is strike quality. Many bicentennial half-dollars suffer from weak strikes, especially on Kennedy's hair and the architectural lines of Independence Hall. Coins with full, sharp details stand out immediately to experienced collectors and often command strong premiums. Some bicentennial half-dollars were struck in special compositions for collectors, including versions containing silver. These were never intended for circulation and were carefully produced, yet even among them, condition and originality matter deeply. Coins that remain untouched, with original surfaces and no cleaning, are the ones collectors compete for today. For coin lovers, this half-dollar represents more than metal. It represents patriotism, nostalgia, and the excitement of discovering something special in a familiar place. Many collectors remember seeing these coins as children, never realizing that decades later, certain examples would be hunted, graded, and showcased in serious collections. The Kennedy 1776-1976 half-dollar teaches an important lesson. Popular coins can still hide rare varieties. Famous designs can still surprise us. And value often comes from details that most people overlook. That is why collectors examine these coins carefully, searching for errors, high grades, and unique characteristics. If you have one of these coins, do not dismiss it too quickly. Look closely at the date, the strike, the edges, and the overall condition. What seems ordinary today could be extraordinary under closer inspection. Now let's talk about the value. In circulated condition, the real market price is usually close to face value. Uncirculated examples with strong luster can reach values equal to several tens of dollars. Silver composition versions often sell for amounts equal to several dozens of dollars depending on condition. High-grade certified examples have achieved auction prices equal to several $100s. Rare mint era varieties and top-grade specimens have reached auction values equal to several $1,000s, depending on rarity and collector demand. If you enjoyed this journey into one of America's most celebrated coins, stay tuned, because many hidden treasures are still waiting to be discovered. Coin 3. We are uncovering a coin that almost nobody talks about, yet serious collectors quietly pay close attention to. A coin that many people never even saw in daily circulation, and that mystery alone makes it special. This is the United States of America Kennedy 1997 p half-dollar coin, a modern issue with hidden rarity, overlooked errors, and growing collector interest. By the time this coin was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, half-dollars had largely disappeared from everyday use. Most Americans were using quarters and dollar bills, while half-dollars quietly faded into the background. Because of this, many people assume all modern Kennedy half-dollars are common and unimportant. That assumption is exactly what makes the 1997 p half-dollar so interesting. Unlike earlier decades, the 1997 p half-dollar was struck primarily for collectors and limited circulation needs. Fewer people handled these coins, and fewer were saved intentionally. That creates a unique situation today where truly high-quality examples are much harder to find than expected. Many coins went straight into storage, bags, or rolls, where they picked up marks before ever reaching collectors' hands. The design itself remains powerful and timeless. President John F. Kennedy's portrait still carries emotional weight, symbolizing hope, leadership, and a moment frozen in American history. On the reverse, the presidential seal eagle stands strong, but collectors often notice weak strike details in the feathers and shield. A sharply struck example immediately stands out and attracts attention. One of the biggest reasons collectors search for the 1997 p half-dollar is mint errors. This is where ordinary-looking coins suddenly become extraordinary. Some examples show off-center strikes, where part of the design is shifted dramatically. Others display broad strikes, giving the coin an unusually wide appearance. These errors are not damage, they are mint-made mistakes that collectors value highly. Another exciting discovery is double die varieties. On certain coins, careful inspection reveals doubling in the lettering, date, or Kennedy's profile. These details can be subtle, but once confirmed, they elevate the coin into a completely different category. Die cracks, die chips, and retained cut errors have also been found, each adding character and desirability. Condition is everything for this coin. Because many were stored improperly, finding one with clean fields, strong luster, and no signs of cleaning is surprisingly difficult. Coins graded at the highest levels by professional services become instant standouts. When registry set collectors compete, prices rise quickly for the finest known examples. What makes this coin especially appealing is its modern nature. New collectors can still find it without spending a fortune, while experienced collectors enjoy the challenge of locating rare varieties and top-condition pieces. It represents the idea that valuable coins are not only found in ancient history, but also hidden in recent decades. For coin lovers, the 1997 p Kennedy half-dollar is a reminder to look twice. It teaches patience, observation, and appreciation for the minting process. Every small flaw tells a story of how the coin was made, and every preserved surface reflects a moment in time. If you have old mint sets, rolls, or half-dollars tucked away, this is a coin worth examining closely. Under the right light and with careful attention, something rare may reveal itself. Now let's talk about the value. In circulated condition, the real market price is generally only slightly above face value. In uncirculated condition with strong luster, the real market price can reach amounts equal to several tens of dollars. High-grade certified examples have sold at auction for values equal to several $100s. Rare and dramatic mint error varieties have achieved auction prices equal to several $1,000s, depending on the type of error, condition, and collector demand. If you enjoyed this deep exploration, stay tuned, because even modern coins can hold secrets waiting to be discovered. We are exploring a coin that lives quietly in collections, mint sets, and forgotten drawers, yet carries a hidden story that many collectors overlook. A coin from a turning point in modern American coinage, when half-dollars were no longer part of everyday life. This is the United States of America Kennedy 1992 p half-dollar coin, a piece that may look ordinary at first glance, but reveals surprising depth, rarity, and collector interest when examined closely. By 1992, the Kennedy half-dollar had almost vanished from circulation. Most Americans rarely saw one in their pocket, and many younger generations had never spent one at all. Because of this, the Philadelphia Mint produced these coins mainly for collectors and official mint sets. That limited exposure alone gives this coin a different status compared to earlier decades when half dollars moved freely through the economy. The familiar portrait of President John F. Kennedy still commands attention. His calm expression and strong profile remind collectors why this series remains one of the most beloved in American numismatics. On the reverse, the heraldic eagle stands proud, but collectors often notice that strike quality can vary greatly. Weak details in the eagle's feathers or Kennedy's hair are common, making sharply struck examples far more desirable. What truly elevates the 1992 P half dollar is the world of mint errors and varieties. Some coins were struck slightly off-center, creating dramatic visual appeal. Others show broad strikes, where the coin spreads wider than normal due to a missing collar during striking. These errors transform a standard coin into a conversation piece that collectors actively search for. Double die varieties are another source of excitement. On certain examples, careful inspection reveals doubling in the lettering, date, or even Kennedy's facial features. These are not the result of wear or damage, but of a misaligned die during production. Even subtle doubling can significantly increase collector interest once authenticated. Die cracks and die chips also appear on some 1992 P half dollars. These small mint-made flaws add character and uniqueness, reminding us that coins are products of massive machines working at incredible speed. Each imperfection tells part of the story of how the coin was born. Condition is especially important for this issue. Although many coins were preserved in mint sets, others suffered from poor storage, toning, or improper handling. Coins with original mint luster, clean fields, and no signs of cleaning are much harder to find than expected. When such coins are graded at the highest levels, they become highly competitive pieces for registry set collectors. This coin is especially appealing to modern collectors because it bridges the gap between history and accessibility. It is not ancient, yet it is no longer common in daily life. It encourages new collectors to learn about grading, errors, and minting processes, while offering experienced collectors the challenge of finding top-quality examples. The Kennedy 1992 P half dollar proves that value is not always about age or precious metal. It is about scarcity, condition, and demand. It is about knowing what to look for and taking the time to appreciate details others might miss. So if you have old mint sets, half-dollar rolls, or inherited collections, take a closer look. Under the right light and with careful attention, this quiet coin might reveal something extraordinary. Now let's talk about the value. In circulated condition, the real market price is usually close to face value. In uncirculated condition with strong luster, the real market price can reach amounts equal to several tens of dollars. High-grade certified examples have sold at auction for values equal to several $100s. Rare mint error varieties and top-condition specimens have achieved auction values equal to several $1,000s, depending on error type, grade, and collector demand. If you enjoyed this deep and careful journey into a modern Kennedy half dollar, keep watching, because some of the greatest discoveries are still hiding in plain sight. Coin 5. We are uncovering a coin that quietly disappeared from everyday life, yet became more intriguing with time. A coin that many collectors overlook simply because it does not shout for attention. But those who truly understand modern American coinage know its importance. This is the United States of America Kennedy 1973 half-dollar coin, a piece struck during a pivotal moment when half-dollars were no longer circulating the way they once did. By 1973, the Kennedy half-dollar had already faded from daily use. Rising metal costs, changing spending habits, and public hoarding pushed this denomination out of pockets and into storage. That single fact alone makes the 1973 issue fascinating. Many of these coins were never widely circulated, yet they were not saved carefully either. They existed in an uncertain space between circulation and collection, which affects their survival today. The design still carries deep meaning. The portrait of President John F. Kennedy reflects a legacy frozen in time, symbolizing leadership and loss. On the reverse, the eagle with outstretched wings represents strength and unity. However, collectors often notice that strike quality can vary significantly. Weak details in Kennedy's hair and softness in the eagle's feathers are common, making fully detailed examples far more desirable. Point one of the most exciting reasons collectors study the 1973 half dollar is mint errors. This year produced a surprising number of interesting mistakes. Some coins were struck off-center, creating dramatic visual shifts that instantly catch the eye. Others were broad-struck, resulting in wider coins with distorted rims. These mint-made errors are highly collectible and stand far apart from damaged coins. Double-die varieties add another layer of excitement. Careful examination of certain 1973 half dollars reveals doubling in the date, lettering, or design details. These varieties are subtle and often missed, which makes confirmed examples especially appealing to experienced collectors. Die cracks and die chips are also found on some coins from this year. These small flaws occurred as dies wore down under heavy use. To a trained collector, these imperfections are not defects, but fingerprints of the minting process itself. Each one tells a story of speed, pressure, and mechanical strain inside the mint. Condition plays a major role in determining rarity. While many coins survived in rolls or government packaging, contact marks and dull surfaces are common. Coins that remain bright, sharply struck, and free from cleaning are far scarcer than most people expect. When such examples are professionally graded at high levels, competition among collectors becomes intense. The 1973 Kennedy half dollar holds special appeal because it represents a transition. It is neither a classic silver issue nor a modern circulating coin. It sits in between, quietly challenging collectors to look closer and think deeper. This coin rewards patience, knowledge, and careful inspection. For coin lovers, this half dollar is a reminder that rarity does not always come from age or precious metal content. Sometimes it comes from timing, survival, and overlooked details. Many collectors discover their appreciation for modern coins through issues like this one. If you have old half dollars stored away, this is a coin worth examining carefully. Check the strike, search for errors, and study the surfaces under good light. What looks ordinary at first glance may hold unexpected significance. Now let's talk about the value. In circulated condition, the real market price is generally close to face value. In uncirculated condition with strong luster, the real market price can reach amounts equal to several tens of dollars. High-grade certified examples have sold at auction for values equal to several $100s. Rare mint error varieties and top condition specimens have achieved auction values equal to several $1,000s, depending on error type, grade, and collector demand. If you enjoyed this deep and thoughtful exploration, stay tuned, because the world of coins is full of quiet treasures waiting to be discovered.